Hi guys, this is Juliane from Lima. I am so excited that you have tuned into part 3 of the planning series 2021. Please enjoy. In the video part 2 of the planning series 2021, we have covered our 10-year plan and have broken it down to 3 and 4 month segments of planning. Now we want to talk about planning your week. When you plan your week, it is important that you plan 1 week at a time and not several weeks in advance, because that will just make it all so very unpredictable, and you will have to switch a few things around and cross a few things out because new stuff has come up on the list and you have to make space for that, and new circumstances have come up that kind of throw your plan overboard. So try and plan 1 week at a time. That makes it much more doable, much more reasonable. First of all, try and figure out your 3 most important and major tasks to fulfill by the end of the week, and those tasks should be related to your sub goal that you have set for yourself within the 3 or 4 month segment of the year 2021. So make sure these tasks would actually lead up to that goal that you have set for these 3 or 4 months. Since I have started 2 online classes to further educate myself on the subject that is part of my business, I have to have 3 units covered in 1 month and have like homework to do within that month, and then send it off to the online school and they will grade it. So the end of the month is actually a deadline that I have to meet, that is very important, and those 3 units that I have to study and do homework on, they are one important task for the whole month, but also for the week, because I have, of course, have to do several of these tasks within a week in order to be able to have it all done by the end of the month. Also, I need to plan and film and edit and upload my YouTube videos every week, and I have my family to take care of. So the YouTube videos and those 3 units of the 2 online classes, those are actually my tasks, my major tasks that I have to take care of during my work hours each day of the week. I personally like to sit down on Sunday evening and plan my whole week out in this one evening, but there are actually 3 other very good options. You can either do it on Friday afternoon after your work is done, then you're still in the work mode and you can make a closure to that week by, you know, planning your next week and settling your mind a little bit when you did not get all the tasks done and you're like, oh, I hope I get this done next week. So you do not want to worry about that over the weekend. Instead, you sit down on Friday afternoon and schedule all these tasks in for the next week, and then you're happy and settled and know that on Monday you have a good plan that you can work on for the rest of the week. So Friday afternoon, or you do it as I do it on Sunday evening. That will also allow your mind to, you know, tune into the next week. It's kind of a nice introductory flow into the new week. You can set your mind in the way that you start the week off right and you know what is coming and what is expected of you and what you need to achieve. Or you can also do it on Monday morning and schedule the whole week out first thing on Monday. Some people might say, oh, I don't want to schedule out the whole week, I want to do it day by day. That is perfectly fine. Just make sure that at the end of one work day you also write down the most important tasks to do for the next day, so that you again can prioritize which task needs to be done first, which one is important, and will not end up doing all the little easygoing tasks and then towards the end of the week you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do and it's really important and it's all really pressing, and you will stress out. If you are the kind of person that gets easily overwhelmed, you might plan your week out day by day. So you will sit down at the end of each workday and think of the important tasks to do and to finish, or to start and to work on the next day, and then do it day by day. If, however, you are somebody who loves to procrastinate a lot, I would recommend you plan your whole week out on one day, Friday, Sunday, or Monday morning. That way you have all the things detailed out already and written down, and they are set. They are set in your calendar, and when you open up your calendar to see what tasks you have to work on today, then it tells you already which tasks to do when and how much time you will need for that. So you cannot wiggle your way around and say, oh, you know, tomorrow I'm going to work really, really hard on the other subject, but today I really feel more like answering emails, having a phone call here and a meeting there. No, you do that in advance and you do what is written in your calendar. A very obvious yet not that easy rule is to swallow the frog. Do the most demanding and the hardest and most pressing tasks first thing in the morning. When your brain is still fresh, do that first, then it's out of your way and you're really happy that you have completed that and can set it aside and go to the next task. It is also very helpful to evaluate your progress at the end of the day. So when your workday is over and when you have checked off all your tasks, then you can just sit down and see what did work really well today, where did interruptions occur, or where did I not work focused and concentrated enough, and why, so that you can eliminate that the next day and set a better environment for yourself to work in. And you will be able to see which tasks need to be squeezed into your schedule either this week, or you put it into your remember box for the next week so you can schedule it in for the next week. A very common mistake people make is that they overplan. That usually happens when they get kind of stressed about deadlines and feel the pressure rising. Then they feel that they need to cram and squeeze everything into 1 week or 1 day, and then in the end are frustrated and surprised and really stressed out when they only got half the tasks done. Well, you only have those many hours to work each day, and you have to be reasonable and see how much time you need to really be able to complete each task. When you plan your week, I can only recommend you do the time blocking schedule. I personally have a morning block. I have a work 1 block, which covers my work hours during the morning. Then I have a lunch block. I have another little work block in the early afternoon. Then I have an afternoon block and an evening and night block. In the early morning block, I prepare everything that needs to be prepared for the children to go to kindergarten. I usually do not write that down because that has become a very good routine already for my husband, my children and me. So I don't need to write that down because I know what I have to do. On the other hand side, I wrote down exercising and meditation because those are habits that I have not yet fully established for the morning. I usually have done that in the evenings, but I felt that it was kind of like sometimes I was kind of too tired to exercise in the evening, so I'm now trying to switch it to the morning. And since it has not become a fixed and stable part of my routine and my habits, I have to write it down in the early morning blocks. Same goes for journaling and for making tea. I am journaling right before I start work, and I am preparing some tea to put down on my desk in order for me to stay hydrated enough. In the work block 1, I usually write down the first task that I have to do and that is most demanding. Then I give myself a 15-minute break between that task, which usually I have like 1.5 to 2 hours to complete. Then I take this 15-minute break, during which I do some exercise or some yoga, like just get away from the desk and move my body a little, get the blood flow going, before I sit down for another 1.5 hours and work on another task again, or on the same task, depending on how big that task is and how much I need to do. And so let's say I am filming a YouTube video, then I film for 1 hour, then I take a break, or I take 1.5 hours because I need to get ready, I need to set up the camera and all that stuff and import the videos then too. And I'm going to do that within the first 1.5 hours, then I take a 15-minute break, do some exercise, and then I come back to the desk to start editing the video. When on the other hand side I'm working on my units for my online classes, I have to sit down for a longer period of time on the same task. So I do 1.5 hours in like right at the beginning, and say I have to complete task 1 till 6 right now. Then I take a 15-minute break, do some exercise, and then I go back to the same unit and complete task 7 till 12. What I would always recommend you to really do is to create time buffers within your week. There's always some interruption that takes some time away from your work hours, and you have to make up for that time again. Maybe you want to take the early Friday hours to have like some free work hours to catch up on the tasks that you did not do or were not able to do during the other work days, and then do some like light tasks like checking emails. I personally have made it my habit to leave Friday for the light work, yet there are times where I have so much work to do, like very important big tasks that require my full attention from Monday to Friday, so I have to work on those on Friday as well. Then I usually take Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening as my time buffer in order to fulfill the other tasks that were not that important but still have to be checked off the list for this week. Sundays are very, very sacred to us. They are a family day. There is no work allowed on Sundays other than planning my week on late Sunday evening when we are actually getting ready for bed already. So that's when I am allowed to sit down for my half an hour and plan my week. I do not like to-do lists, and I think they are a very dangerous thing, but I'm talking about the reasons in the other videos, so I am not talking about them now. I just want to tell you that I do not write to-do lists anymore. I used to, but I'm not doing that. The only to-do list is kind of a reminder. I have a little white box in my weekly planner in which I write everything that comes into my mind that needs to be done, but is not so urgent that it cannot wait for another week. So I write them down so they are out of my mind and I do not have to think about them, but I write them down in my calendar so I don't forget about them and can make time and space and schedule them in the upcoming week or the end of the month or whenever I think they are pressing and when it's time to fulfill them and to check those tasks off. Alright, this was actually it about planning your week. I think I have covered the most important things here. In the fourth part of the planning series, I'm telling you a little bit more on how to prioritize your tasks in order to know which tasks are really important and urgent and which ones are not. And yeah, I'm really happy that you are part of this. I'm really happy that you watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with somebody you think might like it. And I wish you a lot of fun planning your week. Bye!